Hey everybody, Brad here with Arizona Grows. Welcome to my garden. I just wanted to say Happy New Year once again. We're in February now, man. It's Black History Month. The season's going on. Things are rolling. We're in the garden, about to flip the tents over. This will probably be the last round we get in before summer, so it needs to be a good one. You know why it's kind of cold out there. Of course, it's going to be 80 today here in Phoenix, so take that for what you will. Coldish. Um, just want to do a quick intro. I'm going to be doing some soil building today. We're going to go in and re-amend the soil that we're going to use in the bottom of the tray to grow. That's the soil that was in our 3.9 gallon auto pots. It's going in the brand new tray to grow when we set it up. And then we're also going to amend all the soil that was in our 7 gallon auto pots, the XXL system. And then in the 5x5 this round, we're going to have 2 tray to grows and the 3XL. And then there's going to be a lot of plants though. So like one of the tray to grows is going to have like 4 plants in it. So we're just going to kind of see how that works, and it'll give you an idea, like if you want to do a pheno hunt or something. I've had a friend or two who grow 6 plants in a 2x4 like grassroots bed and just keep them small when they're doing a breeding project or something. It's kind of like doing solo cup breeding or something, except they're doing it in a 2x4 bed. So we'll try it out. We're going to see what happens. This round, basically, we're just looking what flavors do we want to carry into the next round with our tiki cuts. And we're also going to have some IRE genetics and again, some exotic genetics. So we're going to have the whole gamut. And then we also will have those testers from Daz, the tester C units that we got. And we'll also, from there, have new autoflowers coming out in the veg tent. So there's a lot going on. It's going to be a great, I don't know, March, April, end of May, where we go into flower, where we finish. So we're right there, guys. Last round before the summer. Brad here, Arizona Grows. Let's go build some soil. Just before we get started, I wanted to come in and just give a little, this is what the soil looks beforehand. And then after we re-amend it, I'll come in and get another little, just a close-up of it. But that's where we're at right now. Time to build some soil. All right, we're back, and we're ready to get started. I don't know how well you can see me. The important thing, I guess, is that you can see in the soil. I think I'm okay. It's kind of weird because I'm looking up at a camera and a light. I'm not 100% sure, so we're just going to kind of roll with it, go from there. This is the soil that was in our 3.9 gallon auto pots, the easy to grow system. So roughly 16 gallons of soil. 16 gallons of soil. Do 3 tablespoons a gallon if you're following the Gaia Green recipe. That's like, it's a lot. You're going to be looking at 3 or 4 cups of nutrients to add to this to get it ready for the next round where it's going to be totally healthy. So that's what we're going to do. And you don't have to use all of the stuff that I'm using. Some of this stuff I'm using because I'm trying to transition away from it. I really just want to go to using mostly Gaia Green and build the soil products. But I have some biofish. I do like down to earth. I just, I guess I worry about exactly where they get all their materials, how they source it, and I don't know. So I should probably just do some more research before I stop using their stuff. But I love this biofish. Some insect fresh from them we're gonna put in. So not bad, but it's just, I bought recently, I have the 44-pound bags of Craft Blend. I got 40-pound bags of Gaia Green, both veg and bloom. So I'm kind of all set. And for the biofish, Build the Soil came out with a new thing. It's called Ocean Blend, which I haven't used yet. I have their old crustacean meal, which I really liked. I'm not sure why it's in a blend now, but that's okay. Maybe they'll bring back the crustacean meal again. Maybe they won't. Not a big deal. But what we're going to do here is we're just going to kind of follow that 3 tablespoons to the gallon kind of thing for this. And some of these things, again, like I'm saying, you don't need them. I'm literally I'm adding them because I've acquired them over time. And you'll find like a lot of the small things like the mustard pellets or the insect frass, even your rock dust. You know, you buy fancier stuff and you use it slowly over time, and then you don't buy it again. I like to buy the biggest bag of something I can for the lowest amount of money, knowing that I'm going to have it for a while and that I'm going to be growing and using it. It's just kind of how I roll with it. Makes it cheaper in the long run. If you're first starting out and you're not sure you want, you know, I'd go and get the Gaia Green, the little 2-pound things, figure out if you like it, and then they make 20-pound ones and 40-pound bags that get even cheaper as you go along. So we're going to start with the biofish. I just have 1/3 of a cup right here for my measuring stick. I brought my mask in case it gets super dusty over here. I might just put it on just in case. So that's 2/3 because I can smell it in the air. And if you can smell it in the air, it's going in your nose. So we're going to do 1 cup of biofish from down to earth. Done. Now the insect frass, I don't count as, I don't know exactly how to say that, but I don't count it as like a nutrient, so it's not going to go into my, what I'm thinking about for 3 cups to fully amend the soil. I think of insect frass just like the neem cake or the mustard pellets. I think of it as an additive. It's not a nutrient. It's, you know, it's on top of your nutrients. You don't have to get crazy with it. I'm doing 1/3 of a cup. Again, this is 16 gallons of soil. 1/3 of a cup. So you can tell 1/3 of a cup's going to last you quite a long time if you're only using 1/3 of a cup. You know, a run. Normally, I'm not putting the insect frass back in again. We're just doing it the one time. You can build it back in, but you don't have to. So let's see. Over here, this is the last of my first bag of Montana Grow that I got. I'm just going to add all of this just because it's the last bag. I don't know what that was. 1/3 of a cup, 1/2 a cup, rock dust. That was definitely dusty, but that makes sense because it's rock dust. This also has this high silica content in it, so you'd prefer, you know, not to breathe any of that in. That's why putting on the mask sometimes is a really good idea. We have gnarly barley. It comes out as its actual seeds. I have sprouted it already and put it in here. I am just gonna give this is for the worms. Because this soil is going in the Trader Grow, we're gonna be adding worms to it. And the worms are gonna love the gnarly barley. They do. If you sprinkle it on top, like if you have a mulch layer, you sprinkle gnarly barley, like you lift up your mulch, put gnarly barley down after you grind it up, put your mulch back up, come back in like a day and your worms are cruising through it. They just absolutely love it. Finer you can grind it, the better. I just have like, this is like an old Ninja thing. I haven't replaced it in like 20 years. Still works. So shout out Ninja Blender, I guess. But that's what we use. What else do we have? Oh, this is the crustacean meal. Crustacean meal, again, guys, I think of as like an additive. It's not pure nutrients. It's just to give it a little extra. Now, could I avoid this because I did the biofish? You know, I think I could. I think I could avoid this because I did the biofish, because I did a whole cup of it. But I'm still going to put in 1/3 of a cup of this crustacean meal. It's really nice in these bigger totes too, because you can kind of get in there and see, right? And spread it all around. And then as I'm mixing it in with my hands in a little bit, you know, it'll all go in, but you can see just by doing it that you have a little distribution kind of already going on. So then when you get in and mix it, you're not going to have any problems. We have over here, this is craft blend. We're going to do a full cup of craft blend. Maybe a cup and 1/3 even. So here's a full cup of craft blend. Craft blend's really cool because basically it has a lot of the same stuff in it. It's got the gnarly barley. I mean, I feel like you can see chunks of things in here. It looks like some seaweed, some seas, and then of course some nutrients. So we're just going to do a full cup of this. Now this soil is going to be probably pretty hot for what it is going in, but it's going to go on the bottom of our new tray to grow, so it'll have room to grow into it. And then the last thing I'm going to do is add some of this. This is the Gaia Green Power Bloom 284. I'm just going to do 2/3 of a cup of this just to keep everything going. We're going to add some worm castings after that last, and then we'll get some mustard pellets and the neem karanja cake in there. That stuff, besides breaking down into nutrients that your plants like, kills a lot of the bugs. They don't like, especially the mustard, but they don't like the neem in the soil either. So let's just do this. We're going to do 2/3 a cup of this Gaia Green Power Bloom as well. Now the tray to grow holds 20 gallons of soil, so we're going to have some room here to add a little soil. So if this was hot, we're going to be tamping it down with a little extra, stuff from the. We're going to be tamping it down with some extra cocoa or some extra pumice, some other things, so it won't be as hot as it is right now. These are my own worm castings from the last batch. I'm just going to throw a goodly portion in here. There is some, this is from an old batch of cocoa, so there is some, I want to say perlite in here, a little bit of perlite, but nothing crazy. It's just I had a bag of Tupper, and I used it for the base of my worm bin. So just a bunch of worm castings. And then to finish off, this is the neem karanja mix. I'm just going to give it a little sprinkle. And then these are the mustard pellets from Build a Soil. You can grind these down and make the same, gold mustard seed meal, but these are just the pellets. And they'll break down. Roots and worms will love them. You don't want to overdo it though. Mustard can be hot, especially if you're transplanting into it, which we'll be doing, so you'll get to see. But this should all be perfect now. And then the last thing we need to do, I'm just going to take off my watch and my rings and my bracelet so I don't lose them in there. We're just going to mix this stuff up. Alright, so let's get in here. I'm just going to kneel over it, put my mask on. And this is all of our stuff. So just before we go through it, worm castings, neem karanja mix from Build a Soil, gold mustard pellets from Build a Soil. We did the crustacean meal from Build a Soil, which is now going to be the ocean blend, I think. I don't think they offer just the straight crustacean meal anymore. We did the gnarly barley, the Power Bloom from Gaia Green, craft blend from Build a Soil, Montana Grow rock dust, insect frass from Down to Earth, and biofish from Down to Earth. And now we're just going to mix it in with the 16 gallons of soil that was already in here. Might add a little pumice later. We'll make that decision when we're potting it up, pouring it in if we need some. We also have the rice hulls now, so we'll probably be adding in a few of the rice hulls, but for now it's just about mixing. So I'm just going to start by getting these castings kind of more distributed, and then we're just going to go in. I mean, for me, this is one of the funnest things to just get in here and just start doing this. So you want to try and mix it as much as you can, right? You don't want to have part of it being hot and part of it with no nutrients. Not that your plants will mind, because they'll find the hot pockets and just break them down with their roots. And other roots, especially in auto pots, the other roots will just be sitting around, right? They'll just be waiting and drinking, so they'll have their nutrients in one place and the water and stuff that they're drinking in another place, and it'll all just work out. I just love getting in here. This soil right now, this is like the perfect, it's been out for like a week. It's like the perfect moisture. It's crazy. I mean, I would not have been able to pick a better moisture level for mixing this. And we got our new worms from the Brothers Worm Farm. So we're going to be adding those into the tray to grow too. They're in our new worm bin. Our old worm bins are still doing well. We had that breakout of those weird little black bugs. I don't even know what they are or what they were, but we've been killing them. And they died. They're some kind of beetle, I think. And they just composting beetle, maybe. And they were not only eating the thing, but I was afraid they were starting to eat my worms. So I started a clean worm bin without any stuff in it with the new worms I ordered from Brothers Farm. And then later this week, I'm going to go through and sort, and try and sort out the old worm bins and see if I can get rid of any black bugs that might be left. I really don't even know what they were. Crazy. All right. That looks so good. Oh, man. Feels good. Just the clumps. There's some old roots and stuff in here. This is definitely going to need, it's a little heavy, so it's going to need a little more aeration. So we'll add in, for this, we'll add in the rice hulls and a little more pumice. Man, and I think it's going to be perfect. I mean, this tray to grow, this soil is five cycles old now, maybe 6. And it's going to go and make the base of that new tray to grow. So it's already getting old soil in there. That stuff's just going to take off. It's going to be absolutely amazing. All right, so now we're dirty, but the soil's done. This will probably cook. I don't ever do that. On a normal day, I would probably just take this soil immediately, throw it right into the tray to grow and go. I'm not ready to transplant yet, and I haven't built the tray to grow, so this is going to get to sit for a few days. I'll just start breaking it down. Probably add some worms to it now, and they'll just start going through and doing their thing. So that's it. We re-amended soil. This is going to be the top of our tray to grow, or the bottom of the tray to grow. Tray to grow is 20 gallons. So after we add the rice hulls and the additional pumice, this might actually be enough soil for the initial run. And we can just build on top of that with our top dressing, with mulch and worm castings and stuff as we go. And that'll help create, a bigger thing of soil. But look at this. It just sticks, but no water comes out. I mean, you could plant right into this right now. It's absolutely perfect. Probably the best moisture content I've ever had going in a couple days. That's just going to give the mustard in here and the neem karanja cake. You can see some of the little pellets in here. That's just going to have them break down, and it's going to be good. I'm just going to do a flyover of this so you can see what it looks like now that it's all mixed together. And that's it, guys. That's the end of the episode. It was really fun. I love building soil, get my hands dirty. I definitely feel like I need to wash them now. But I got my hands dirty. We built this great soil. And then the proof will be in the pudding. What's it going to look like when we put it in the tray to grow? How's it going to work? Are the plants going to be awesome? I think they will. We'll find out soon. Maybe on the next episode. Brad here. Arizona Grows. Happy growing.